Yesterday, we had a really interesting Shohei Ohtani day. Oral Hershiser was prescient on the program yesterday when he said, I think Shohei can do both. And Shohei clearly listening to 97.1 The Fan, clearly listening to D-Mac and Ryder, and Oral Hershiser went out there and did both. Had a leadoff home run again, and then went 6 no-hit innings. In fact, the guy, because he did struggle a little bit with his command, did not give up a single hit in his 6 innings. His earned run average still went from .73 to .82 because he walked some guys and somebody got in on, a fielder's choice. Can we start here? I mean, Ohtani's amazing. And I know I'm going to be old school, and I'm going to be yelling from my front lawn, and we'll see if you're on the same page. I loathe, with every ounce of my being, when anybody pulls a guy with a no-hitter, especially Shohei Ohtani in a year where he wants a Cy Young Award. My God, let the man pitch more than 99 pitches.
So you start right there. You want to go right there. You want to jump to the removal of Shohei Ohtani after 99 pitches.
Congratulations. The Dodgers win 4-1. They sweep the Rockies. Ohtani had a home run. Freeman and Paz had a home run. Yay, all good stuff. What in the holy hell are we doing here?
So and
he needs more innings to qualify.
There's that too. Yeah, I think after this one at around 55. Yesterday, as you mentioned, was no-hitting the Rockies.
Amazing.
But did give up an unearned run. He hit a batter. He walked a batter. It led to a run. Had 7 strikeouts of the 4 walks. Had a 41% strikeout percentage.
I think it was an earned run, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because the ERA went up.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. But I think for Shohei, in this situation, there was never even a thought of keeping him in that game.
No, I understand. It's the wrong thought.
Yeah, but...
Keep him in, dude.
I would never keep him in that situation.
You would never keep him in.
So,
dude,
after the game, I looked it up.
Oh my gosh.
And
we're so soft now.
It's not that. I mean, here's the thing. If Shohei Ohtani had stayed out there and pitched a no-hitter, how many wins is it going to count as? As 1, right?
It counts as 3. Just kidding.
It counts as 1. Okay, it counts as 1.
Not in history. Not in the history books.
Here's the thing, though. A no-hitter with a no-hitter like that, where it's giving up 1 earned run and you have 4 walks, it would be impressive to say the least, but it wouldn't hit the same as like Clayton Kershaw's in 2014. And here's the thing,
I hate it so much. I understand by the way, the guy's pitching every 6 days. It's not like they're throwing him out there for 183 pitches or 120. No one's doing it. I mean, I understand it doesn't make sense. I understand there's a slight risk. I understand here on D-Mac and Ryder that the math and the way baseball is played today and the health of the player and the health of the organization and all the goals, I don't care, dude. There are just some things that are bad for you that matter. Give me alcohol. I like it a lot. Give me red meat. Give me Las Vegas for 3 or 4 days in a row.
Big Vegas guy, too.
Give me fried foods.
Yeah.
Some would say that sex is bad for you. I don't think it is, but I don't know, moderation, all things in moderation, including moderation. Some things that aren't a good idea in the moment can be pretty great. Give me Ohtani. And by the way, get him 7 innings. What if he goes out and he gets a quick 1, 2, 3?
I'm all for going batter for batter.
Push it.
So, to me, the way I lay it out as far as perfect games and no-hitters, no-hitters are special. There's almost 400 of them in this history, right? Perfect games, there's 24, right? And if you have 80 pitches through 6 or 7 innings, then I think you'll batter for batter. But 99 pitches for a guy that's already had 2 Tommy John surgeries, for a guy that his career high in pitches before his second surgery was 117 pitches, and that came in 2023 when he took a no-hitter into the 8th inning at home against the A's. He wasn't economical enough. And here's the thing. So
he was struggling with his command.
I
don't care, dude. I know you're right. I know you're logically correct. You're going to make sounder arguments. You're going to talk with your brain. I'm going to talk with my heart. I don't care on this one. I want to be dumb.
This is as from the heart as I could possibly get.
No, it's not.
It absolutely is. Because
if math.
So here's the thing. You just do the math, right? And the thing, too, is Shohei mentioned this after the game that he actually said after the game that he would have preferred to give up more hits because he probably would have had his pitch count a little lower because he was striking out hitters and he was kind of working that pitch count up. But the truth is, if you do the math and he stays in that game until the 9th inning, you're looking at least another 20 to 30 pitches, which would put him at 130, which if you look at where the Dodgers' goals are this season.
I'm not saying go 130. Yeah. I'm just saying D-Mac.
So let me ask you this then. If he's in there and it's 8 2/3 innings and he's 1 out away from a no-hitter and his arm blows up and you never see Shohei Ohtani for the rest of the season, the postseason, was it worth it then for a no-hitter?
I mean, I'm walking to dinner with a buddy tonight, and if I get hit by a car, it won't have been worth dinner, but I'm not going to plan on that being the thing that happens. I think I can look both ways when I cross the street, maybe wait for the old green light. Manhattan Beach will actually ticket you for jaywalking. I think there are some precautions. It's not one extreme or the other. It's not a horror film. Take it inning by inning. Well, here's what I'm saying. If he goes into the 7th and he walks if he walks one guy, he gets pulled. But what if he gets through the 7th inning miraculously on 6 pitches, and now all of a sudden you're at 105 and it's the 8th? Just take it step by step. The 6th inning, we can't chase a little history, little magic. I had an extra old-fashioned last night. It was a bad idea, but it felt so good, man.
Here's
Sometimes
the thing, though.
Bad for you is good for you.
But for this team, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And I get it. You want to chase history. I think eventually he might get a start there where there's a no-hitter, and he became just the 3rd player ever. It's just the 3rd time we saw a home run to lead off a game and as a guy starting, and he's the only guy that's ever done that.
That was cool, yeah.
But the truth is, you're walking on ice at that point. And if you fall in and it's over, then this team's season is over. The 3rd straight title is over. There is no 3-peat. Here's the thing, too. Would he have gotten close to that with the way that he was pitching? I just don't. There's times when you look at a pitcher and he has no-hit stuff. When Clayton Kershaw threw a no-hitter back in 2014, you knew he had no-hit stuff the entire game. As good as he was at times, and I saw the at-bat to Tovar, 3 straight powerful 100-mile-per-hour fastballs, that was no-hit stuff there, but it just didn't feel like for the totality of the start he's going to get there.
D-Mac and Ryder 97.1, The Fan. Thank you for hanging out with us. Phone number 855-97-LA-FAN. If you are with D-Mac and pulling Shohei was the right idea, give us a call. If you are with me and you think it was the wrong thing to do, even if it is the right thing to do, you can call as well. 855-97-LA-FAN. You just said it at the end, but I'm going to say it anyway. He had no-hit stuff. He had a no-hitter. He had not given up a hit. He literally had no-hit stuff. It's too smart by half for me. And I can
no-hit stuff, though, is in this day and age of modern baseball, it doesn't just mean how dominant his stuff was. It means that there was another.
I think it means whether you get up a hit or not.
No, it means that there was economy in it. No-hitter means...
Well, it wasn't economical.
So to have no-hit stuff, you got to get quicker outs. And the truth is that no manager, especially Dave Roberts and Shohei Ohtani, is going to let a pitcher go out there for the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning having to throw 99 pitches. So for him to have no-hit stuff...
It's wrong.
No-hit stuff is actually having maybe 80 pitches through 6.
No.
Yeah,
it is. No-hit stuff is where you
to complete the no-hitter, it's totally different.
You have not given up a hit.
The Rockies did not register a hit, but to complete a
Tanner
individual
Scott, by the way,
no-hitter
up in the 8th inning. And we will get to Teo and the injury and sort of what happens there in about 10 or 15 minutes. D-Mac and Ryder 97.1, The Fan. We can agree to disagree, and I understand that Dave Roberts isn't going to do it. Look, my wife isn't going to clean the kitchen. I've accepted that. That doesn't mean that I like it. It doesn't mean I like doing the dishes. Like, just because a thing is the way that it is doesn't mean you have to like it or accept it. I do not like or accept. 99 pitches is on the border, and I'm not arguing that if you got, I don't know, to the 8th inning and he's at 115, okay, maybe then you do. Fine. But in the 6th inning, not even 100 pitches? For the magic of the game, for the beauty of baseball, on a night where he was the first Dodger since Don Drysdale in 1959 to have 6+ no-hit innings and a home run, as you noted. I mean, every time we talk about Shohei, it's a record. And for him to have even had the opportunity for a Cy Young would be a level of history, the world's biggest cherry on top of the world's biggest dessert in baseball greatness history.
If they let Shohei pitch yesterday, it would have been one of the dumbest things any professional sports team has ever done to chase a 3rd title. Like it literally would have.
I completely disagree.
It would if they had done that.
Saying 3 innings. What if in a miracle? What if the baseball gods smile down and say, you know what? 3 pitches. 3 Rockies swing at the first pitch, 3 pop outs. And you don't know until you know. Miracles happen.
I mean,
to quote the movie yesterday, miracles happen. It's a deep cut.
I like it. But when you look at the no-hitters, though, at the no-hitters and how many you're talking about 327, right? If he had 99 pitches, so I will die on the hill. That Dave Roberts taking Clayton Kershaw out a couple years ago against the Twins when I lost my mind. Had 80 pitches through 7 in a perfect game, and he ultimately got injured anyway, by the way. We'll point out Kersh got injured that year anyway. That's different.
Don't live life. I know you. You don't live life afraid. You're the most fearless person I know. And graciously on the Dodgers' day off, making time for D-Mac and Ryder. Miggy Rojas, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, of course, guys. Thank you for having me. It's always great talking to you guys and let the Dodger fans to listen a little bit from me.
Miguel, what's up, my man? How we doing? So, a couple nights ago, Kike Hernandez went down with that injury. He's going to miss a couple of months. Last year, there was that story, you and Kike on the balcony, and you said he kind of almost saved your career. Did you have any conversations with him, and how optimistic you are he's going to come back and help you guys win another World Series?
Yeah, after that injury happened, he knew what he could have done better to kind of avoid it and all that. But we are professional baseball players that really likes to be on the field. He's been waiting a long time to be back with the Dodgers in the big league level. He was anxious to play baseball, and obviously you learn from things that happen to you. And good thing about being a veteran player and being in this game for so long, you already know what can you do better in the future. So Kike's in a good place of mind right now. He's going to continue to get ready to get back on the field and help us when it matters the most. When Kike is way more valuable than any other player in the league, which is the playoff, and when it really counts for us to win a World Series. And all I can do is for me to be a friend to him right now and be there for him. Is a tough blow for us, not just for Kike, but for all the other guys that we don't have on the roster right now. We're hoping for them to get well soon and get back on the field as soon as possible. But on Kike's note, I just feel like I just want to be there for him. Anything he needs while we're here in LA or when we're away, I want to be there for him as the same he was there for me when last year I needed him.
Talking to LA Dodger Miguel Rojas here on DMAC and Ryder 97.1 The Fan. Miguel, Doug and I have had this argument, this sort of debate, this pleasant disagreement about Shohei Ohtani's remarkable day yesterday and just the degree to which players do or don't care about being taken out during a no-hitter. From your vantage point, as a guy that's been around a long time, what is the general view of the players when a guy like Shohei does have a no-hitter and is taken out in the sixth inning?
Yeah, here in this franchise and this organization, nobody's looking for personal accolades anymore. I feel like everybody here have some way of form, have done everything in the game of baseball, and all we care is about winning. And if I can tell you something about yesterday, Shohei was pretty upset about his pitching performance. He don't think he pitched a really good game because of the walks, because not being able to be in the strike zone early against those guys, and having a high pitch count in the sixth inning. It's impossible for people to believe that Shohei can complete a complete game no-hitter yesterday with a pitch count, with everything that he have to go through. Shohei is a different athlete, and for us to kind of like have him, we're really happy that he's on our team. And I'm pretty sure that management, front office want to take care of him as well. As much as we want Shohei to throw a no-hitter, yesterday wasn't really the good situation for him to continue pitching that game. I don't think a no-hitter is that important than having Shohei healthy for the rest of the season. So I feel like that's my point of view on that situation.
I tried to talk some sense into him. It's about winning a third straight title, Miguel. We'll have plenty of time to throw a no-hitter, but I want to ask you about just kind of where the team's at. You guys have won 5 in a row. You're 4.5 games up on the Padres. The offenses start to really get going. You had that dry spell there a little where you were out with Mookie and Kyle Tucker's getting going, Freddie Freeman. Just kind of how would you overall assess the offensive side right now? Do you feel like you're clicking? Do you feel like you're close to clicking? And does it feel like the best offense is in front of you guys right now?
Yeah, offensively, in a long season like this, it's really hard to stay hot through the course of the whole year. We hit a little patch right there in the beginning of May, where we weren't really able to hit the fastball as good as we used to, and we made a commitment that we needed to get better at that and kind of attacking the pitchers a little bit different. And I feel like it worked out for us. I think we are in such a better place right now when May is about to end and we're about to start the summer right here. So the team is in a pretty good place. We're not really too concerned about like standings or how big of a league we have. Last year, I remember we have a 9-game lead over the Padres at some point, and we lost it. We just gotta continue to focus on what we need to do every single day, prepare for the team that we have ahead of us, And I feel like these last couple of weeks has been the kind of baseball that we want to play overall. I'm talking about pitching, defense, running the bases, hitting in big spots, opportunities, and kind of being kind of like not a one-dimensional team offensively. We find ways. When we don't hit well, we find ways to win games. And when we hit well, we see what we can do. We can lose a couple balls, like we hit like 4 or 5 home runs in a day, and then we score 15 runs. That's going to happen. But what are we going to do when we're not hitting like that? So we got to find ways to win the game. So I feel like everybody on the offensive part are really aware of what we need to do to continue to get better. And, having those guys back that you say, Mookie having games like he had the other day, and Kyle Tucker hitting better. And now we're going to need some players to step up because of the injuries of a couple players that we have. But that's what we're here for. We have a pretty good team, and we like the way that we're playing right now.
Miguel Rojas here on the program, DMAC and Ryder. Miguel, I'm curious. Obviously, you hit that remarkable clutch home run for the Dodgers and for all of Southern California that really allowed this dynasty to be a thing. And I'm curious, this past World Series run that was successful, and hopefully this upcoming World Series run that could be successful, to what degree getting one, getting a couple, having moments like the one that you delivered for your franchise makes it easier, or maybe has no impact on all of you guys when you do get to October and you do have moments again in a few months that are highly scrutinized and very pressure-filled? Does the pressure go away a little bit as success builds up?
It's really important for the confidence. I think every little piece of success that you have in the game of baseball is going to help you with the future. And experience is so valuable, especially when you play in playoff baseball and you have to face really good teams, and the confidence of your manager and the organization is on you. Even though you haven't played in a couple of days, you still can go out there and perform. That's always going to give you the confidence that you can do it. Until you're not actually go through it, you're not going to believe that you're capable of doing it. So I think that's the reason why this team is so deep, because we have so many players that are out there every single day, that have the careers, the numbers behind the baseball card. Future Hall of Famers. We have a talented group that is coming up. We have a lot of prospects, a lot of young players that are kind of making a name for themselves. But at the end of the day, it's about the experience that you get the year before. We see a different Justin Robleski because of what happened last year. We see a different Emmett Sheehan. We see a Andy Pages. So all those guys gain some momentum in their careers just because they play in the biggest game of their life. And then now you can see the confidence that they're coming into a regular season, knowing that they're going to be valuable for this organization. So I think, to your point, is having success in those moments always going to give you the confidence for you to know that you can do it if they need to. But at the end of the day, it's a new season, and we have to find a way to perform again.
We're talking to World Series hero Miguel Rojas here on DMAC and Ryder on 97.1 The Fan. Miguel, last year Mookie gave you so much credit for helping him learn that shortstop position. He said that you literally were holding his hand, walking you through that whole season. Mookie this year dealt the injury early on, and he came back, was struggling. They moved him down the cleanup spot. He responded, as you point out, in a big way. One, how much do you think at all playing that shortstop position can impact your swing, can impact your offense? And two, how much confidence do you have that you're going to see the Mookie Betts that we've seen throughout his career being that offensive weapon, that dynamic player throughout his career?
Yeah, I don't think the position change have anything to do with his swing. His swing has been his swing for so long. He just been dealing with a couple different things, health related, the last couple of years that he has to overcome. And definitely when you go through moments like that and process like that, so you're gonna lose something. So I don't think Mookie is done working towards where he wants to be, but I'm pretty sure with the talent that Mookie has and with the career and what the numbers have shown for players like him, 70 or 80 at-bats is not going to compromise your career or your season. So the people who are talking about a struggling Mookie right now and why he's not hitting or anything like that have to put things in perspective. That is just 70 at-bats. He's going to get 350 more at-bats, and he have a long time to recover his season and be the Mookie that we want him to be. And I know for a fact that I will never bet against Mookie because he's a guy who's done it in the biggest of the time, and he have done it for a long time. And when you're talented and work as hard as him, good things are going to happen. So I'm pretty positive that Mookie is going to come out of anything that's happening right now with his swing, and he's going to find it, and he's going to be able to produce the way that we are used to.
This is D-Mac and Ryder on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports, and we are so lucky to be talking to the Dodger veteran and leader, Miguel Rojas, here on the show. Miguel, the nature of the Dodgers is most years there's going to be a very big name, Kyle Tucker, that comes into the clubhouse. And the nature of baseball and this incredible farm system is there are going to be young guys that are going to come into the clubhouse, short-term, long-term, Ryan Ward being recalled. For you as a leader, for other veterans or leaders, you know, whether it's a Ryan Ward or it's a Kyle Tucker, what can you do? What happens behind the scenes to try to make guys comfortable and make guys feel like they fit into a Dodgers clubhouse that has massive expectations every single game of a long season?
Yeah, for us, our job or responsibility is for them to feel like they don't have to be the savior or the guy or the one that is going to make us win the World Series by himself or make these rookies have any expectations of being the centerpiece of this team. So we need to let them know that, I mean, everything that we do here happens because of everybody doing their job. And I feel like that's the most important part. Like for rookie players, it's about the lifestyle change that they're going to start seeing because they're playing in front of 52,000 every single night. You get more attention on the media. You playing in bigger games, not just because of like the teams that you play. You play Sunday Night Baseball. You playing a lot of games on national TV. You get a lot of attention from the media. And that sometimes can be overwhelming, especially for a guy who's just playing in the minor leagues for his whole life. And he doesn't have more exposure to social media and all that stuff. So now it's up to us, the veteran players, to let them know that it's the same kind of baseball. All we need to do is kind of like make sure you put your blinders on, you do your job every single day, and we're going to be in a good place. So if you bust your ass, if you're playing hard, if you're trying everything that you can to get ready for the game, that's all we ask about. Like, success is not guaranteed in this sport. It doesn't matter how hard you work, how many hours you put in the cage or taking ground balls. The success is not guaranteed. You can go through a great process and you can still fail. So for me, it's like being okay with those moments to come because you know you're going to have someone to pick you up. And for guys like coming into this clubhouse with a lot of experience, with already a World Series ring under the belt and so many things under the belt in their career, like Kyle Tucker, is for him not to try to do too much because he don't have to be the centerpiece of the lineup. Like we have guys who's been here, who's making a lot of money as well, and we're gonna share our workload on everybody. But still, like everybody wants to perform and do well, and that's something that is gonna take some time for them to kind of like feel comfortable, and we can start seeing a little bit more of a comfortable Kyle Tucker out there every single day, smiling and having fun with the guys around him because it's been 3 months already. So he's getting to know us and he's getting to trust every player on the locker room.
And Miguel, this offseason, you re-signed with the Dodgers on that new contract, but it was really interesting because you had that new player development in front office role with the Dodgers as after. I'm curious, have you done anything different this season, just knowing that this maybe could be your last year? Of course, you could also continue as well, just maybe absorbing things differently, being closer to Dave Roberts. Has anything changed as far as this year and kind of how have you handled it?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a little bit more involved in on things that I have never had before, because I always have the respect from player perspective to the coach's perspective and the front office perspective. So it's a fine line there. When you're playing the game of baseball, you're trying to stay focused on what you can do to help the team win on your role. So for me, this year is being a little bit more of being open to kind of talk to Doc or the organization or any coaches or front office and ask some questions and be a little bit more vocal about what do I need to learn to prepare myself for the future. And don't get me wrong, I'm preparing every single day just to play the game of baseball and trying to be as serviceable as possible on the field whenever I have a chance to play. And I'm still hard on myself when I don't get the job done and all that. I'm not taking it lightly. But at the same time, I'm kind of putting things on a different perspective on how can I help go moving forward and when I'm not playing in the game. So how can I help Kim? How can I help Alex Freeland? How can I make Mookie better? And all this stuff is important for me to kind of keep in mind, because it takes away a little bit of pressure of a full season for me.
And Miguel, you told me after the NLDS win that this season was going to be your last season, but you guys could win a third straight title. You might want to run it back. Has something changed, and could you possibly play more than just this year?
I mean, it's all about how this season ends. You know, at the end of the day, you gotta know if you're healthy, if your body's gonna hold off for another year, if the team accomplished what they want to accomplish, and obviously if the team wants you back. So for me, I'm okay being done after this year. But like I say, I don't wanna just cut it short on us winning another championship and not keeping the core together to go for 4 in a row. So I feel like for me, that's a motivation kind of factor that I have there. You know, that's what drives me every single day to go to the field and win another championship so I can continue to play. And I tell the guys every single day that I want to win this World Series so I can come back and play again with you guys. So that's kind of like a motivation thing that I have inside of me right there.
Miguel Rojas, there's not a single person in Southern California who's not aware of what you have done for the Dodgers and this dynasty, and we thank you for that. We thank you for making time. Very gracious of you on your off day. Thank you for everything you've done as a Dodger and for kindly coming on DMAC and Ryder and chopping it up and talking some baseball with us.
Of course, guys. It's my pleasure, and like I say, I'm truly honored that I'm part of this franchise, part of this community, and for me to be a professional baseball player is not just going to the field and perform when I get the opportunity to play baseball. It's about being a complete pro. So for me, it's a pleasure, and thank you for having me today.
Pleasure was all
Thanks,
ours.
Biggie.
That was awesome.
The good news about this Dodgers team, when an injury happens, it's next man up with this team. It always has been. It's been that way for the last couple of years. We've seen it with the pitching staff 2 years ago. That's why I always tamper down all the panic of every Dodger fan that's so worried about, well, this guy's not hitting, this guy's not pitching. Guys, knock it off. You're the Dodgers. Look, 36 wins right now. Absolutely obliterating teams as we currently stand.
I don't know. I am worried about Tucker still. I'm sorry.
Why? Why would you? Why worry? Why use the word worry? I'm interested.
Well, it's the under the hood stats, which are underlying stats, which I'm a nerd. You know, I run 2 fantasy baseball leagues, so I'm a little bit of a nerd.
I hear you.
His barrel rate is a career low right now,
Yes,
at
it
least
is.
not in his prime. His exit velocity, which is how hard the ball comes off your bat, is low. The place you should be most comfortable, which is home, Dodger Stadium. He's hitting under 200.
It's his new home. That's the other thing. It's his.
That's important distinction.
It's a brand new home, and he's been bouncing around a little bit these last games. Now, keep in mind, he's playing in front of It's not like he's scared of the bright lights of LA.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that.
I'm not. That's the one I'm insinuating. It's just, it's still. I know it's the end of May, but it's still May, and frankly, the Dodgers didn't need Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, that's the key part.
Yeah.
How do we overpay for him?
That part I can't answer for you. I don't know.
Yeah.
That I don't. You know why you overpaid? Because you could.
Yeah.
That's why you did it.
That's the key part, Rod. Like I as athletes, man, especially at this level, like when you want to feel like your best performance is needed. Otherwise, you just kind of float a little, and it's not intentional, but there's just a recognition that, like, I don't have to hit home runs for us to win. Like, I can just kind of be here.
Watch what happens. Watch the Dodgers go to October, right? And watch Kyle Tucker have a terrible year. Just hit like 240 with, say, 17 home runs, and it's not a Kyle Tucker year. Watch him carry this team in October. Just watch. It's just like, I'll give you an example. Like, we all agree that Roki Sasaki, to this point, now the last two starts have been very, very good, but to this point, Roki Sasaki, you can make the argument, it's been a little bit of a letdown as far as the money we paid him and his performance, especially if you compare it to the other Japanese stars that we've influxed into our organization. That guy had like a 1 ERA in October last year and saved like 6 games. Dodgers don't win the World Series if Roki Sasaki wasn't in the bullpen last year.
Yeah. It's just hard for you to, when you're a new guy, especially coming into a championship level team, it's just kind of hard for you to figure out like where you best fit, where you're most needed. Like, what if he just needs to make amazing plays in the outfield and that's what he will do best for this team and not necessarily hit the ball as well as he's capable of hitting it? Or, to Deck's point, like, come October, his bat will be hotter than anybody's.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll make up for the whole year of why people question why the Dodgers paid him that much money. Well, this is why. Because in the National League Championship Series, he caught fire and got them into the World Series again.
Yeah, and the Dodgers have so many more options as well. Like, he doesn't need to do it himself. Like, yeah, we're losing Teoscar Hernandez, but the names I just mentioned, Call, Kim, they're phenomenal. Tibbs III, who's looking to come up very soon, he's going to be a monster for this team in certain spots. And also, let's not mince words here. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers. The trade deadline is coming up, and the Dodgers will be very involved in the trade deadline. Tarek Skubal is a sexy name that is already out there. Everybody and their cousin is going to want him. Now, the Dodgers have the resources to get him, and then also have the resources to lock him up after the fact. But here's the thing. When the Dodgers have those resources, the Padres find a way to get the resources, if nothing else, to just screw up the Dodgers a little bit in their trade deadline endeavors. The Cubs desperately need an arm too. So, like, it's going to be an interesting couple of months with the Dodgers because it's all hands on deck throughout Major League Baseball. The Dodgers' name is circled, highlighted, dotted. Everybody wants a piece of this team's ass, as they should.
Yeah, nobody, I mean, as a competitor, you're not just going to keep letting people
absolutely
win games every time they see you, and that's why I'm a fan of successful teams and organizations, regardless of, you can try to simplify it and say it's only about the money and, well, they're just, buying or bringing in the best players and that's why they're winning. Okay, I mean, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to win just because you spend the most money in salaries. It doesn't. But it forces everybody else to level up. Like, you can't just sit back and watch the Dodgers win the next 5 World Series titles.
Absolutely.
That's ridiculous. And so it forces divisional opponents like the Padres to step their game up and figure out a way to compete to win the division now, not 5 years from now.
Absolutely.
It forces other teams in the National League to step their game up and find a way to compete and beat this team so they're not showing up every time and just wiping everybody out in the National League. And then even American League teams that won't see the Dodgers into the World Series, but when you get there, you want to have a chance to beat them. So the Yankees and other AL League
Toronto
teams,
Blue Jays were starting to play good baseball again. The White Sox all of a sudden are battling it for their division because the AL Central is really winnable. Like, we're in a really unique time in baseball when it comes, as much as everyone just says, well, the Dodgers, it's all the Dodgers. We're still in a world of parity in Major League Baseball, and we have been. We've had, with the exception of these last 2 years, we've had like a different World Series winner like every single year, with the exception of, the Giants when they won 3 of 5 World Series. Outside of that, we just had a World Series 3 years ago. It was the Diamondbacks and Texas Rangers. Oh, and by the way, everyone and their cousin told me, oh, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to baseball. So it seems like you guys don't like parity after all.
they don't like what they don't like.
Isn't it interesting?
That's why the narrative thing again, now it's the flopping narrative. It's the Dodgers narrative.
Yep.
It's this is the worst thing for. Okay, well, why is this happening in football? There's always that debate and conversation around what people like and don't like, and as athletes, as you have to try and turn off that noise so that you don't fall prey to just trying to play or perform in a way that is blowing with the wind, the way everybody else's mind sometimes is blowing.
Absolutely. And by the way, this Dodger team particularly, the next man up, like it's an old phrase, they have a next man up mentality. They do, though. Like, this team particularly does. Because who won the World Series last year? Yeah, the Dodgers had Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. Who won the World Series last year? Andy Pages and Miguel Rojas. Oh, and by the way, Miguel Rojas will be on The Fan today, so you don't want to miss that. If you want to check out Miguel Rojas, will be on with D-Mac and Ryder later today before the Dodger game. And definitely, if you're into checking out anything Dodgers, you want to check out D-Mac and Ryder because they've been doing some great pregame previews for Dodger games. So make sure you check them out, our wonderful afternoon drive show. Ryder's off today?
The Dodgers are.
Dodgers are off today. Well, good. Because I don't need Ryder taking days off, man.
Can't have Ryder taking days off.
We need Ryder here day in, day out.
Damn your rest,
Those
Ryder.
lazy-ass Dodgers can take a day, but don't think for a second Ryder gets a day off. I've seen his contract. You haven't seen his contract?
I have not.
Oh, I read it twice. It's really good. It's got some interesting stuff in there. We don't have the same agent, it appears. Used to. True. Actually true. But yeah, this Dodger team, I what can I say? What I'm worried about with Dodger fans, and this is actually, listen, LA has a very interesting reputation to its fan bases, because Los Angeles, we're Hollywood. We don't actually care about our teams. We're bandwagon fans. I disagree with all of these things. I make the argument that, listen, LA is a town where there is so much going on, but we also have 13 pro sports teams here, and those fans of those sports teams love them like you wouldn't believe. Do we have our delusional aspects here in LA? Yes, but I wouldn't say it's any more delusional than fans in New York, Chicago, Miami, depending on whatever your fandom is. I worry that Dodger fans are going to get too used to this dominance the way the Yankee fans did. Because there was a time when the Yankees didn't win a World Series for 15 years and it came to the 90s and they won that first one where everyone was like, yeah, the Yankees, this is fun. 3 years later, I hate the Yankees. Please go away forever. The Dodger fans, I'm worried, will get too used to this dominance because this dominance is not a normal thing. What we're seeing from the Dodgers is not a normal thing. A chance to win a third World Series in a row is just not a normal thing. It's only happened twice ever, and Major League Baseball's been around for 150 years.
The dominance thing, I think we used to appreciate it. It was almost like that was all we knew. I feel like we appreciated, obviously here in LA, we appreciated, the dominance of the Lakers Showtime era in the 80s. We valued, the dominance at the start of the decade in the 2000s with Lakers championship teams. Even Yankees baseball in the early 2000s. New England Patriots football, early 2000s. Los Angeles Sparks basketball, early 2000s. Like we were accustomed to sports teams reaching the pinnacle and like holding the top for a few years. Like somebody had to knock them off of the pedestal at the top. And now it just seems very different. Like we're not as comfortable watching people be successful for too long.
It's weird, isn't it? It's like that line from The Dark Knight. It's like, you're always the hero until you live long enough to become the villain. Dodgers are well on their way on their villain journey.
Yes, very much so. And that's part of the experience now. It is. And I mean, fans, people, spectators, there's more choices, there's more competition for their attention span, their eyeballs, their dollars, their views. And so they don't want to see the same thing all the time. They want to see something different. They want to see it truly be up for grabs. And, that's fair. But the Dodgers have been able to, work their way to the top the last couple years. And there's a couple other years they had the best team in baseball and could have won more titles, to be honest. But hopefully, as we move through, we get into August, September, October, they'll be healthy enough to make another run at it at the highest level.
Oh, well, let's go ahead and get over to the calls. That number, 855-97-LA fan. That is 855-975-2326. Mitch and Callie, talk to us. You're on with Derek and Decker.
What's happening? How you guys doing?
Chilling.
Good.
Yeah, good. Good to hear. I would love to see the Dodgers go for Scoop, not so much to be greedy, which it sounds like it, because he's young. They are getting a little long in the tooth. Look at Glass now. 46 career wins in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I know his first few years he was just not that many games, but it still doesn't average it too well to be a $30 million guy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Snell. He's been passed around, gets hurt. And we're stuck with those two guys. So we do get these guys. It's not so it's being greedy. Mm-hmm. We're willing to spend, and it's for the youth. I like to see our young, highly touted minor league guys getting into the big leagues, but I guess we can't keep them. Let them be with other teams. See Corey Seager, Cody, Bush, and one thing. Speaking of Cody, I love to see him trade for Cody, put Betts at second, and we're in like Flynn, I think.
I love it.
Guarantee, I think.
I mean, anybody that can pick up a Tarek Skubal, as you just mentioned, would be phenomenal. He's going to be the hottest trade piece available in honestly probably years. This has got a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. He doesn't even need to. He's out right now with an injury. He doesn't even need to pitch anytime soon, and they'll throw everything humanly possible at him to get their hands on Tarek Skubal. Another name that I think a lot of people are kind of ignoring is out of Houston, Yordan Alvarez. If Houston continues to kind of lay in the weeds, he might be a name that's thrown out there. And if that's the case, that's a power bet that every team under the sun will try to get their hands on. The Yankees, the Cubs, they'll find a way to make him work. It's just, this is going to be a unique trade deadline, and the good news to Dodger fans is that the Dodgers are always involved in the trade deadline. That is the good news. Is it greedy? No. Derek, this is a team that's willing to spend. And other teams are willing to quote-unquote spend, but we are in that world of, hedge fund money, funny money. Everything has to work out to make a lot of money for the organization more than win, it seems that way.
Well, spending, sometimes equals competitiveness,
yes.
Right? Like that's what it really means. And part of it, to me, has to do with, some of the generational players and talent that some of the organizations possess or have on their rosters. Like, they have a responsibility to surround those guys and support them with the best available resources, teammates, coaches, training, everything that you possibly can. If you have Tarek Skubal, if you have Paul Skeens, if you have Shohei Ohtani, if you have the roster that the Dodgers have, you don't get to sit around and not try to surround these guys with arguably the best manager in baseball.
Yep.
You don't get to not give him the best players at his disposal to be able to, make decisions around who should start, who's relieving, who's in the outfield, what adjustments am I making. Like, he should give the best players that he possibly can coach and manage. That's what it comes down to. And some organizations are willing to just go for that, and some aren't, and that's okay. The Dodgers, they're willing to do it. Let them do it.
And on the flip side, it's going to be great for the Detroit Tigers. Make no mistake. I'm looking right now. The first place team in the AL East is the Tampa Bay Rays. 5 of those players, including their superstar Junior Caminero, right now should be playing in Anaheim right now. That's what happens when you don't trade a player that is heavily sought after like Shohei Ohtani was. The Angels will never recover from not trading Shohei Ohtani. Can't stress enough.